Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And I'm talking about the Premier League football is back, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal is back, and we just won our game 3-0 versus Nottingham Forest to start the second half of the season. We're trying to do a title charge. We're trying to see the fluid football. We're trying to see the intricate changes. We're trying to see the man Bukayo, Saka, Martin Odegaard gliding past defenders, doing what they do best. It was a beautiful sight. I was gassed. I thought a lot of people deserved a round of applause and standout performances from the likes of Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. Thomas Partey came on in the second half after I thought Jorginho had a decent game, came on in the second half, and he went and added the second goal. And then finally, in the third goal came from Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard coming off with the substitutions and bringing on Raheem Sterling and Ethan Nwaneri, and one of our own scores his first Premier League goal. Ladies and gentlemen, I am gassed. I have not been excited and smiling for a little while, so it's lovely to see all the Arsenal fans gassed. It was a wonderful goal from Bukayo Saka. It was a wonderful goal from Thomas Partey. It was a wonderful performance from the team. We got a clean sheet. We played a Nottingham Forest side that have beaten the likes of Liverpool, that have gotten a draw away to the likes of, Chelsea. And they came to our ground, and a lot of people were saying this is a tricky game. This is a big test that awaits. And we passed that test with flying colors. I am very happy right now. I know you're very happy right now, Gunnar Souls. And overall, this is exactly what I wanted. A win plus the matching performance. Talk to me.
No, 100%. I mean, we needed to put the pressure back on Liverpool and Man City playing first in the weekend, in this title race that we've now kind of slipped away from a little bit. And, it's a magnificent performance when you look at Nottingham Forest beating Liverpool at Anfield, bearing in mind that they've done it at their home ground as well, whilst Nottingham Forest were playing away. Yes, they've had a stellar start to the season, and we've completely dismantled them. We made them look like their former selves, a relegation team, and we've looked like a title-challenging team. And, that there's a few reasons to it as well. Arteta putting his head on the line, because even when you heard the commentary, when you were hearing people on the timelines, what is this lineup? What a disgrace, because Jorginho was playing, obviously Partey wasn't in, Rice wasn't in, Havertz wasn't in. We had a lot of our big hitters, obviously the Martinelli, Trossard, you can kind of have your toss-up who should be starting, who shouldn't be starting. And even after all of the changes he made and the tinkering he done, we still smashed him. I didn't at any point feel like Nottingham Forest can get back into this game. At no point did I feel like we were, out of control or we look like we may lose this game. So, yeah, man, I'm proud of the team. I mean, 3-0. A lot of people are thinking, a lot of Arsenal fans are delusional for even thinking we for wanting a 2-0 or a 3-0 scoreline. So for us to actually go and achieve it, not only, obviously Saka getting on the score sheet, but the likes of Partey, Ethan scoring, the bench options, this is exactly what we needed to do. Sterling getting an assist, that'll do a whole load for his confidence as well. Obviously, Ethan getting a goal will do so much for his development and his self-belief. And, obviously the team being in kind of this sort of downwards period, let's say, or out of form, I'm sure Ethan, some of these youngsters are like, are we going to get the opportunity? Because these guys are now needing to fight back. But it's perfect. We were 2-0 up. We were able to give him 10 minutes, and the two substitutions at the same time combining to score. We're no longer relying on set pieces. We're no longer this sort of timid or cowardly team. We actually went for it, and we were going for it from 1-0 to 2-0 to 3-0, because everyone was saying to us, Arteta's a pragmatic coach. He teaches us to sit back after a goal. We all knew this is a narrative that's being created. When he has his players, when he has the belief in his team, he is going to keep telling them to push. And that's what we saw today. And a stellar performance, but the scoreline matched the performance as well. It wasn't a, how did we win 3-0? It was a, how did we win 6-0? I think you're on mute.
Let's talk about this now. First thing we got to talk about Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka's performance today. Is this this is what we expect? Bukayo Saka, by the way. Before I go any further, I just want to show. Let me start with Bukayo Saka before we start with Odegaard. Bro, Bukayo Saka, how many goals is that? How many assists is that? That is 12 GA in 11 games. Martin Odegaard coming back was integral, but Bukayo Saka today is the man. And I need to take a second, bro. Why is it that whenever we have a bad performance, we talk about Bukayo Saka needing to step up, but when we have performance like this, he genuinely looks world class.
I mean, look, whether he needs to step up or not is a conversation we can have. Does he step up for Arsenal? Yes. Can he do it in more vital periods? Potentially. But this link up with Odegaard and Saka has been absolutely sensational. It's something that we've missed. It's something Saka's missed. Obviously, the GA will tell you a different story about Saka in terms of, you know, his performances as an individual. But even today, you can see him taking on players. Everything that he's been critiqued for, you know, not doing enough for the team, not being dynamic enough, not taking on one-on-ones, you know, the kinds of goals he's scoring, he's a set-piece merchant, etc. Today, he kind of disproved all of that. Not only did he get an assist, he also got a goal. So he's had a stellar game in terms of what we needed. And this is exactly how we needed to come back, especially from prior to the international break, you know, those sort of 3-4 games where we looked underwhelming, where Saka looked underwhelming as well. You know, coming back from an injury, you know, he's been rested, he's fully sharp. Odegaard coming back, both of them needed to prove that they are the guys, not that, you know, the team needs to perform for them to perform. They both stepped up, they both made their marks and made their presence felt. And these are the kinds of games where a lot of people will talk about the physical side. That's where the Sakas go quiet, the Odegaard go quiet. It's a physical side, and they both stepped up and they both linked up. And this is exactly what we missed. We missed Saka doing what he does. And, you know, not only was it a brilliant goal, it shows that Saka can make a situation look better. Because that he had no right to score. If we're being absolutely real, being surrounded by 2 to 3 players is clearly a sign of development. Now, it's the first time when we've seen him be able to take 2-3 players whilst being marked and actually score. I hope it's a sign of things to come, because it has looked, especially in recent times, it has looked for England and for Arsenal that he's been training on it, or he's been told how to actually mitigate those situations, because the double teaming, we're not that fussed about anymore. No one really talks about it. Yes, he's being double marked, and yes, we talk about it, but it doesn't feel like he's being targeted anymore. So that's him and his movement and the team's ability to kind of keep the ball flowing that's allowed this to happen. So, I mean, look, a sensational player. He just needs to get those trophies under his belt. And the world is oyster how far he can go, whether he wants to be amongst some of the greatest in the Premier League, you know, amongst the greatest in world football. It's up to Saka to do that. He needs to keep delivering. He needs to keep these numbers up. And the world's his oyster.
All right, let's talk about Martin Odegaard now. Martin Odegaard was pulling the strings. I thought Martin Odegaard was integral to everything we've done. 2 games, 2 assists, and that first goal. I do think Bukayo Saka did a good job taking it, but it's also Martin Odegaard's ability to play the ball forward in that position. A lot of people would just pass it backwards. He finds that little space, just that little extra space to make that difference, to give the player that little extra time on the ball to get away from those players also. So I want to give Martin Odegaard his praise also, because I felt like we were so much better fluid, so much more on the ball. And Martin Odegaard also deserves a quick little shout out. But do you want to say something on Martin Odegaard?
I mean, I've praised this guy from the very get-go. I was one of the only people to say, I don't want James Maddison, I want Martin Odegaard. And today proved once again how crucial, how integral, you know, because people were saying, how does Odegaard get back into the 11? It's like, how stupid are people? And today kind of proved how idiotic sometimes a fan base can be, like leading the press, you know, how much of it, because we were even having debates I've heard, the Football Terrace have these debates I've heard, many other platforms have it. How much can Odegaard change this? The guy changes everything, from the defense, from, you know, leading the defense and the press, to the creative ability. Because a lot of people said creating chances and XG hasn't been your problem. No, it's the level of chances that Odegaard creates for us. It's the types of chances he creates. He puts you through on goal where you're one-on-one with the keeper. He cuts open the defense. It's not your creative crosses. This guy literally is making those passes that puts you in an opportunity where it's virtually impossible to miss. So that's what Odegaard does for us. And I can praise his, you know, his words and, you know, sing lyricals about him all night long, because he's been one of the guys that I've said, look, he'll constantly level up. He is the most integral part of our team. And without him, we do lose something. And today kind of proved everything. No one gave us a right to win 3-0, and we made it look even more comfortable than we needed it to be.
Before we talk about Jorginho or anybody else, what do you think about two poor players? I thought there was two poor performances out there. Jesus didn't have the best performance, and Trossard didn't have the best performance. I'm kind of concerned about Trossard's passing. Also, it seems like his passing is not the best. His IQ, I question it at times, and I do worry that it will hurt us in the foreseeable future. Those two players poor form, but they came in today.
Jorginho, and who's the second one?
No, not Jorginho. I thought Jorginho was decent.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about Jesus and Trossard.
Jesus and Trossard. Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, with those two players, I mean, Trossard, we kind of understand what his role in the team should be in terms of being an impact sub. And again, I think Jesus got his start to maybe prove something, to kind of get his fitness up. And in my humble opinion, I don't think he'd done enough to sit here and go, why the fans aren't justified for saying we need to sell him. Like in January, whether it comes to the summer, it's time for Jesus to be moved on. You know, when it comes to Trossard, the difference with Trossard and Jesus, because a lot of people are going to kind of say, why are you bashing Jesus but not Trossard, is I've always said if Trossard as an impact sub is perfect. As a starter, I've never liked him, and I've said it, like, I don't think that's his role. His role needs to be off the bench and done. And that's kind of the way I see it. And if Arteta sees it differently, then yes, I will be leaning more towards kind of wanting to sell the player. Not because I want Trossard gone, but so the manager can't pick him and start him.
All right, let's talk about Jorginho. What do you think about Jorginho's first half performance and then Partey in the second half? Because Jorginho came on and nobody expected Jorginho to start. Let's be honest. Nobody expected Jorginho to start. Nobody expected Jorginho to be on the pitch to start the game. But he started the game. I thought he was good. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, Jorginho's Jorginho, and it's like you're not going to get anything spectacular. You're not going to get anything outstanding or world class from him. He's just one of those reliable players who kind of gets 6s and 7s pretty much constantly. Yes, he's made the odd mistake. I know people are going to point to the Northern derby and say, is he that reliable, blah, blah, blah. But generally speaking, you know, he's been fine. Every time he's been called upon, he's done his job. I don't think there was anything that I can sit there and go, Jorginho could have done better or worse, really. He's just a steady Eddie. And that's really it. I don't know. I just don't think he did anything that caught my eye, but he also didn't do anything that, like, was like, we should never start him or he should never play for us.
You know what? Partey's goal. I just want to mention the fact that we need to shoot more from all over the pitch, and if you don't shoot, you're not going to score. And this was a good shot, and Partey put it exactly where it needed to go. He put in the side netting on the other side of the net. It curved quite well, and boom, it was in the back of the net. And he was excited. Everyone was excited because how many times a game do we see Thomas Partey take a shot and it goes into the air? But this time he got it exactly where it needed to go, and I was really proud of him and the team. And you know what? Saka gets another assist too. But talk to me about Partey. Second half performance, people were questioning why Arteta brought him onto the pitch, and he made a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is Arteta finally either learning, or maybe it was always the plan, but it's finally showing that he can use his squad, he can rotate his squad, he can give minutes, he can, you know, not take those minutes away, but he can manage those minutes. Because don't forget, we've got a massive game coming midweek against Sporting Lisbon. Granted, Amorim has left and he's at United now, but it's still going to be a big game regardless. You know, they're a tough opposition. They absolutely spanked City. And and the Champions League is also important because for Arteta, this season is vital to improve in every area. It's not just good enough to improve in the league and actually win the league. It's about showing those signs of development in the cups as well. And you can see that he managed the squad well. He knows Thomas Partey can get an injury at any moment and said, you know what, do we need to risk you here? Not necessarily. Let me give Jorginho a half and then see what we need to do. If we're comfortable, cool. If not, I'll bring you on. And I think that's perfectly managed his minutes as well, not putting too much strain on him because, you know, obviously with Declan Rice, I know he's on the bench and people are going to say, well, if you're on the bench, you're fit enough to play. But we know he's got a broken toe. So how likely is it that he's going to play any minutes in the coming games? So perfectly managed, in my opinion. Come on, done his job. He scored a brilliant goal. And obviously, the rest is history. And Partey's Partey, man. He's one of our best midfielders, regardless of what people say. It's the availability of Partey that's always been the issue. but as long as he's available, he's arguably one of the best midfielders in the league. So I've never got a qualm with him.
You know what? I was going to take time to talk about referee quickly before we do player ratings. I thought the referee was shit today, bro. But we need to stop worrying about refs. We just need to focus on ourselves.
The issue is, it's not just shit for us. Like, if you watch enough games, you'll just say, like, you know what, they're just shit.
But they never called one time that the Nottingham Forest players kicked the ball away. And we've gotten 2 red cards off the back of that. It is kind of a piss take.
It is. But, yeah, this is your topic. I you know me. I just don't care.
It's very annoying to see them constantly have players that we go up against do the same thing that we've done in the past and not get the same punishment. It's like, why is there such a harsh punishment for us when we're facing Man City and Brighton? But it seems to be when our opponents do it, they don't seem to get the same level of scrutiny. It is very questioning. I question that a lot.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Rice and Havertz never came off the bench. When was the last time you could say that? I don't remember the last time those two never played.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? It was not only a statement win in terms of like 3-0 is a good score, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, the opposition's this, blah, 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 blah. But without Havertz, without Rice, without Thomas Partey, without, Ben White in some eyes, he's a starter as well. We still managed to go there and absolutely dismantle them from minute one. It's not like, yeah, but Thomas Partey came on, but this player came on. Even when they weren't on the pitch, we absolutely dismantled them. And this goes to show the evolution of Arteta. We had 2 players in the attacking third who were arguably under par, but we still performed. So it kind of goes to show how much we're getting things right.
No, that was one of the better performances of the season so far. Probably
it was back to 2022-23 season.
After the PSG game, that was probably the best performance of the season so far. Now, before we do player ratings, I'm just going to go quickly look at the stats. Bro, how many chances did we create today? Only one big chance. Only one big chance.
I don't get these stats because I feel like we've created.
You need to get a shot off, or else it doesn't count as a big chance.
Okay.
One real clear big chance, and that was the goal for Ethan. But they're saying we had 7 shots on target, 19 shots in total, 66% possession. The one thing that I'm going to be looking at is expected goals. We expected to score 2 goals, open play, and then I think they were the most threatening on set pieces. They were as threatening as us on set pieces. But now let's do the player ratings quickly. Overall, Raya gets a 10 out of 10. He didn't or 8. He didn't have much to do. He did not have much to do. Do you agree?
Yeah, there was no threatening opportunities or anything, or like when David Raya has saved us. So I think straight 7, like 7.5, whatever, like the averages.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna be giving too many low ratings today, especially off the back of a win. And I think a lot of decent standout performances. So Raya gets an 8. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't notice some of the players in the back line for majority of the game. First of all, Calafiori got subbed off after 67 minutes. I thought he was really good when he was playing. I'm gonna give him a 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Gabriel Magalhaes was everywhere. I think I'm gonna give him 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 7.5 throughout the back line.
Saliba had a quiet game, 7.
Yeah.
Timber, really good game, 88 minutes, and played really well. I'm also gonna give him a 7.5.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Mikel Moreno, I didn't really notice him second half at all. Like, he was really quiet. Didn't put a foot wrong though. I'll give him a 6.5.
Yeah, 7 for me.
All right. Jorginho played 45 minutes. Good 45 minutes. They were stupid calls. How is he getting called for a foul for the same thing that happened to him twice and never got called? It's stupidity. But overall, I'll give him a 6.5. I didn't think he had a bad game. Didn't think he had the best game either.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a bit of he just did his job.
Yeah. Now Martin Odegaard here got 8.7. I'm actually giving him 8.5 myself. I thought he was integral to everything we did. He constantly was getting the ball, recycling it, and how many times did he touch the ball in this game? Felt like he touched the ball every 2 seconds. How many touches did he have?
It was
88 touches. 83 touches. Yeah, crazy. You got to give it up to him. Another person who touched the ball a lot. But before you go, what are you saying? Martin Odegaard, what's your rating?
Yeah, 8.5. I think it was integral, led the press, was a creative outlet, created multiple opportunities for us, and we kind of missed him. And exactly what we needed back.
Another guy who I felt like touched the ball every 2 seconds was Bukayo Saka. He had 64 touches himself. He did everything. He scored a goal. He got an assist. He even picked up a yellow card. It looked like he was leaving people for dead every time he touched the ball. It was beautiful. I'm actually going to give him probably just one rating higher than Odegaard. I'll give him a 9.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, man of the match today.
And then definitely man of the match for me also. Bukayo Saka was definitely the man of the match. Gabriel Jesus, we have to accept what he is. He's a person who's going to create space for other people, pass the ball to them, but he's not really a finisher. He's not really a goal scorer. And when he does have a half chance, I don't trust him to finish it. He's not reliable to be the guy who you need to depend on to get you the goals, but he is a serviceable option on the pitch. Like, he put in an Eddie Nketiah performance today.
He was shit. Let's be real.
That's what I'm saying.
I know you like to be a bit more nicer about it, but he was awful. Like, he was getting in the way for a lot of things as well. Like, I think Trossard had an opportunity where I thought
he was okay. I've accepted what he is. I'm not expecting him to be a goal scorer.
I mean, look, I've accepted that. Look, he's a squad player at best. Like, he is what he is, but he's still, like, if I'm going to go in on Eddie and Nketiah, I have to do the same. I can't keep different energies just because I've accepted what they are. Like, at the end of the day, he was awful, got in the way for a lot of things. Trossard had an opportunity in the first half, I believe it was, where he just could have leathered it, but then Jesus just jumped in front of him. I said, what is going through your head here? Like, he does it too many times. Like, I'm actually sick of it. I don't even care to accept his role. He's just awful.
All right, let's do Kivior. We're not even going to include. Let's start from the bottom up. Sterling, 83 minutes, got an assist. Good job getting an assist, but really and truly, it's nothing.
10 out of 10, lad. 10 out of 10, Raheem Sterling. Let's go.
Bro, 7 minutes, he got an assist. Shout out to him. He's now gotten either a goal or assist.
He didn't just get an assist. He assisted one of the youngest goal scorers in Premier League history. That's what he did.
All right. Shout out to Sterling. I was just going to say, fun stat. He's always either scored or assisted against Nottingham Forest in his career, and he kept it going in 7 minutes. That's pretty funny.
This record ain't. Nah, I need it.
5 games in a row in his career versus Nottingham Forest, and he scored or assisted in all of them. Ethan gets his first Premier League goal. Shout out to Ethan. He's one of our own. I'm very excited by that. I think he deserves a round of applause from everyone getting his goal. And the well-taken goal also. The only place he could put it is in that near post from where he was, and he slotted it right away. And he might be a better finisher than 90% of the guys we have in the team.
It's kind of why I said I think he should be starting more games when Odeegard was injured, but it is what it is. I don't want to dwell on the past anymore.
There you go. And then the final 2 guys, Zinchenko, not bad. I don't really like Zinchenko, but not that bad of a performance for him in his time that he played on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was one of those games where it's hard to criticize because we were so in control. And we look so good.
I felt like you could have switched off in the 78th minute.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, when it came to the second half, I kind of just sat back and just enjoyed it. I was just enjoying it. Because I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid of anything.
And then finally, Thomas Partey, what are we saying?
It's a tough one to rate because, yes, he did the goal, but it was a bit like Jorginho where there was not much for you to do, though. So, I don't know. Like, I'm happy with a 7 or a 8. Because he scored.
You know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna give him an 8 because he scored. Yeah. And then finally, Mikel Arteta. What is he gonna get? I think Mikel Arteta gets a 10 out of 10. Great performance.
Yeah, rotated the team and still won.
Great. Anyways, we're out of here, people. That's pretty much it. Not much more to be said. It's a quick one today, 25 minutes. Big up to everybody watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. The only thing we missed was the offside or onside. I thought it was onside, but fair enough.
I mean, they drew the lines. After that, I don't care. if they don't draw the line, then I get pissed.
Fair enough. Anyways, we're out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next show. Love for the love, people. Don't know. Peace.